Hey everyone, my name's Josh and today I'd like to show you everything that's inside of my disc golf bag. I want to start off with my putters, and to kick that off we're going to start with these Lunas that I have right here. I have two at 170 to 172 gram. This weight for some reason feels really well with these discs to me. I use these both for my close putting or like any form of putting to try to get in the basket. I'll use this one for putting as well if I'm practicing, but most of the time I just use this for a throwing putter. It's 173 to 174 gram. There isn't really any difference in weight that I can notice between these two when I go up to throw them for anything, but I like to just have a consistent throwing putter, so this is the one that I use for throwing. If I need to throw anything more glidey for a throwing putter, I like to throw my Roach. I have two of these for Jawbreaker plastic. I really only have two for practicing. I only really carry one around in the bag, but this one has flight numbers of 2401. Both of these fly really glidey and don't really have any risk of like hyzing out early or anything like that, turning over too hard. As long as you're throwing it at the right speed, it should be doing what you want it to do, which is pretty much just flying straight and then falling right down where you need it to go, not really skipping a lot, which I really enjoy for a throwing putter. So I have these in my bag, I really enjoy them. Finally, to finish off my throwing putters, I have my Zone. Now the Zone I have in Z plastic here, it's a 4303 as opposed to the Luna's 3303. However, it really holds that 03, the fade at the end of its throw, which is why a lot of people like it. It's very consistent. It's really nice at a 4-speed, having that huge hyzer at the end of it, and I really have started enjoying it for throwing a bunch of different approach shots, whether I have to get around a tree or whether I just want it to end on the exact line that I want it to end on. Sometimes the Roach can be a little shaky on me ending a line. If I'm just throwing it straight, maybe it'll fade just a little left more than I wanted it to. The Zone's going to come back down right where I wanted it to go, so I really enjoy this disc. Next up are my mid-ranges, which right now currently includes 4 different buzzes. There's a reason for all of them being in there right now. I think I'm probably going to take one out. I really only think I need 3 in the bag. But right now here I have my 177 plus weighted first line buzz. I just really enjoy the look of this one. The weight feels really nice for throwing. I feel like I'd like to throw this one for more of a left finish if I'm going for a buzz. Following up in the same plastic, I have another ESP buzz right here. It's a 73-74 gram, which I've noticed tends to be the weight I really like to throw this disc at. This is the one I can more so have finished to the right, or just get to go straight if I want it to. At that same weight but in a different plastic, I have this Z buzz right here. I really enjoy the look of this one, and I also just really enjoy the flight of this one. Finishing out the buzzes, I have a TI buzz right here. I had promised myself I wasn't going to buy another buzz, and then I went out and bought this buzz. I really enjoy the feel of this plastic in my hand. I was really surprised. I have different TI discs, and this is my favorite feeling of any of the plastic ones that I have. This one flies really straight. I love to throw this if I want to throw anything dead on straight with a buzz. This is the disc I go to. Following that in my mid-ranges, I have the Drone, which is a 5.3 plus 1.4 on the speed rating. And it really shows that fade for you. I really enjoy it. I have it in big Z plastic, kind of a little rainbow print on the actual thing itself. I really enjoy this disc. I like to throw it all around trees or throw it straight and have it curve around the tree for me. I never really thought I'd have something this overstable in the bag, but as I've been watching more videos and watching different players play, it really shows how well it is performing in consistency. I really know where this thing's going to land. I know it's going to come back down to the left. I don't have to worry about where it's going. And I really enjoy throwing this disc. Next up, I have the Buzz OS, the flight numbers being 5, 4, 0, and 3, so it's just a little bit less overstable than the Drone. I haven't really found a way to differentiate between these two in my throws yet. I feel like I can kind of get whatever line out of whichever one I need. So this is in the bag. I don't really use it too often, but I'm really looking forward to using it on different courses that I haven't played yet, because I feel like this can be very crucial in different places that I might just not have explored yet. Finally, my most recent addition to my mid-ranges is this Meteor right here. Now it's super understable. I really like to throw it for an ante line, just if I need anything to go up and around. I'm not the best at my sidearm yet, so when I need something more consistent to get around a tree and I can only go on the left side, I'll probably reach for this, or one of my super beat-in Lunas. Next up, I have the fairway drivers, starting with the Zombie, a 6.4 -1 flight speed rating. Flies pretty much just like a little bit longer of a buzz. It really just holds a little bit more glide, even though it's the same glide number. The speed's a little bit higher, so it can carry a little bit farther than the Buzz does. Other than that, it really is that same type of disc. That's the same reason I use it. It would just be if I need to go a little bit farther than my Buzzes. Next up, this disc hasn't really cemented its spot in my bag yet, but I'm still giving it a shot. It's my Cyclone. Flight number is coming out at 7, 4, -1, and 3, so it still has that overstability, but because of that 7-speed, you can really still make it stand up and go to the right a lot easier than some of the higher speed driver discs that I have. Because of that, that's why I ended up giving it a shot. I still haven't thrown it that much yet, so right now it's just kind of in my bag so I can get the hang of it. The newest addition to my fairway drivers is my Big Z Mantis. Now I'm really enjoying this disc. The flight patterns on it are 8, 4, -2, and 2. I really enjoy that -2 that you can get out of it if you throw it at the right speed. This has been super helpful for me in working on getting a good snap out of the hand when I'm throwing it, and I'm really looking forward to using this in a bunch of different courses that I haven't gotten to come back and play yet. Next up are my 2 Undertakers. Now I have one in TI plastic and I have one in an ESP plastic. When I first got this disc, I was really working on the -1, 2 that ends the flight numbers on here. I hadn't really done a good job of getting anything with a -1 and then still a 2 or 3 to actually hold the line it was supposed to hold. So this was the disc I got myself to try and work on that. Since then, I feel like I've really done a good job on it. I've lost 2 of these. These are actually my 3rd and 4th Undertakers that I've owned. Both other ones have been lost in the water. Regardless, I really enjoy having these 2 in the bag. I use them quite a lot, probably the most out of any of the fairway drivers that I've shown so far and any of the ones that are coming right after. Next up is my Tour Series Raptor. I first saw this just on a shelf. I really enjoyed the print of it, and that's what actually made me discover the Raptor in the first place. This is a pretty good, overstable fairway driver. I don't really get the most distance out of this. It could be my arm speed, it could be the disc itself. I haven't really improved enough to be able to tell with this disc, but I really enjoy it for getting something straight out there and being able to skip back left at the end. It really has a good fade at the end of it, and it makes it super consistent when it comes to fairway drives. So it's not going to be my farthest throwing disc, but it is going to be a really consistent disc that I have in the bag. Similar to that last disc that I have in the bag is the Paul Macbeth Onyx Prototype. I pretty much use it for the same reasons as my other one, although this one I feel like I try not to get as much of a skip out of. I really enjoy the hyzer that comes out at the end of it. I don't know if I throw it in the same way that this was originally intended, or maybe that Paul uses it for, but I really enjoy it for the consistency of just hyzing right back down to the center and getting my arm speed a little bit higher than it has been before. Finally, we get to my distance drivers, which just include 3 Zeuses. These are all the same weight. I have a 67 to 69. It works really well for my arm speed right now. I might end up bumping it up if I end up improving over the next couple months, but for right now, I really love that weight when it comes to throwing these drivers. I've really only recently been able to pull off the 12.5 -1 3 arm speed that these require, but once it finally clicked, it's been a thing that I can't turn back from. I really enjoy throwing this disc. It holds the same type of things as a Destroyer would, any type of 12.5 -1 3 disc. I really enjoy the look of this though, of course the Paul Macbeth stamp. I have 2 rainbow print ones there, and then both on different colors, and finally just a green and gold one right there. Yeah, a great disc that is now my farthest throwing disc in the bag, but right now I'll show you a couple of the other ones that I don't have in my bag that sometimes rotate in and out. Those discs are these last 2 right here. The Nuke, which is a 13 speed, 13.5 -1 and 3. I'd use it for pretty much the same reason that I would a Zeus, except to get a little bit more distance out of it. Because I'm still working on that arm speed of the Zeus, I've taken this out of my bag so I can kind of master the Zeus before I try and jump up to a 13 speed. But I'm getting really excited for when I can go out and throw this. I've gotten this to stand up and do that -1 3 one time, and I was super excited. It was easily the farthest distance I'd ever thrown a disc, and I'm really hyped for this to be back in the bag. Along with that, I have a TI Thrasher. This one I got just kind of to check out what an understable 12-speed driver would fly like. And it's exactly how you'd think, but it was just super crazy to see me be able to pull off something with a 12-speed. I had gotten this before I had gotten the Zeus or anything like that, so really at the point when I had gotten this, I was just trying to see how far I could throw, and the Zeus wasn't really doing it for me because I didn't have the arm speed for it. Since I figured out the arm speed for the Zeus, I've taken this out of the bag because I don't really know what kind of shot I want this for yet. So I've kind of just been throwing this around in the field, seeing what kind of arcs I can do with it, and then it might get back in the bag, it might not, we'll never know. Or we will in the future. Alright, that is everything that I have in my bag right now. I have a whole other stack of discs right there that I rotate in and out with as well, but right now this is the bag that I've been sticking with. I've really been enjoying checking out all the different Discraft discs. I'm not sponsored by them, not in any way, shape, or form, but I just really enjoy the plastics and all the flights of them. So for right now, that is my in the bag. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope it's been insightful. Maybe you can figure out some discs that you'd like to get for yourself. Seeing someone like me that's still about a year new to the sport, what I throw and what maybe you could be able to throw because of that, or what you should avoid throwing because of that. All in all, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.